Electric field due to isolated point charge. Electric field, field means here I am talking about intensity only. This is intensity. We have to find E bar. Electric field intensity due to isolated point charge. So for that purpose, we are going to take a positive charge Q. A positive charge Q, and we want to find electric field intensity at point P. This is point P, and this point P is at a distance R from this charge Q. So what I have considered is, first of all, I have considered a charge Q, and there is a point P which is at a distance R, and I want to determine the electric field intensity at point P. So for that purpose, I am going to take Q naught charge. This is also positive, a test charge like this, Q naught charge at point P. So thereby we can expect a force between these two charged particles. The force experienced by this Q naught because of this Q is given by the force acting on Q naught due to charge Q is given by F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught by R square. This is the first equation. As you know this, electric field intensity is nothing but force per unit charge. Then electric field at this point P is given by E equals to F by Q naught, which will be equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Why? Because already Q naught is being gone. Why? We are going to divide with Q naught. We left with this one only. So this is equation 2. This is electric field intensity at a point due to isolated point charge. So here, what is the direction of electric field? If you want to mention the direction of electric field, this will be away from positive charge. This will be away from positive charge. Always, why? Because the force is going to be repulsive force. So then this is the direction of force, and in the direction of force only we are going to have electric field intensity direction, as this is going to be positive charge. Suppose if this is going to be negative charge, the direction of electric field due to positive charge will be away from the positive charge, and the direction of electric field intensity due to negative charge. Suppose if I am going to take negative charge here, and now at a particular point, if you want to find out the intensity, let this point is going to be something like R. So now at this point, let us take this is going to be something like T. So then this distance is R. Now the direction of force will be in this direction, and the electric field intensity will be also in this direction. So I think you better understand the change in direction of electric field from this case to this case. If this is going to be the negative charge, the electric static force will be in this direction. Why? Because attraction. Why? You are going to place one positive charge here, Q naught. So then there will be an attraction. So that attraction force will be in this direction. So thereby the electric field direction will be towards minus Q. Whereas if you are going to take plus Q here, so then it is going to repel this Q naught. So force will be away from this Q, and automatically electric field strength is also going to be away from plus Q. This is going to be very much important in coming up concepts. You have to remember this. Okay. Suppose the same charge is being placed in a medium. So, what is the electric field intensity? How we are going to determine the electric field intensity in a medium? Let us take again a positive charge, and let us take point P, which is at a distance r. Okay. Just now we have taken the formula for electric field intensity at point P, which is at a distance r, as E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. Okay. What is the formula for electric field intensity at point P at a distance r, and is given by E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. But now the whole system is being present in external medium, and that medium is going to have the permittivity as epsilon m. So here we are talking about permittivity. Day before yesterday we have discussed about permittivity of a medium. It's a character of a medium, and now we are going to find out the electric field intensity due to this point charge at a point P inside a medium, and that medium is going to have permittivity epsilon m. So here from this information we can able to write this epsilon m in terms of relative permittivity. Already we have a formula that K equals to R epsilon r. This is what we call epsilon relative permittivity, which is equals to epsilon m by epsilon naught. So from this equation we can write Em equals to K into epsilon naught. So in place of epsilon m we have to write K into epsilon m. So generalized, this is going to be the generalized equation. Let us take this is the equation. In free space, there is no medium, we can write. But in case of medium, in a medium, we can write E medium. I am going to write it as suffix. This is E medium, that is electric field intensity in a medium, is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon m. This will be epsilon medium into Q by r square, and this epsilon m can be replaced by K into epsilon naught. Now it will turn into 1 by 4 pi epsilon m is nothing but K into epsilon naught, again Q by multiplied by Q by r square. So we all know this 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by r square is nothing but your E. E means electric field intensity in free space. So you can replace that and you left with this will be E by K. So now you can understand the relation between electric field intensity in a medium to electric field intensity in a free space as E medium equals to E by K. When you are going to take the particular system in any other medium, so then electric field intensity at the same point will be reduced by K times. So this formula is going to be important, where K is said to be something like dielectric constant or relative permittivity. Yesterday we have discussed about this, so we have to remember this particular formula. Okay. Next we will go with the vector form of electric field. Vector form of electric field. So as we have done earlier, by calculating the vector form of Coulomb electrostatic force. Like that only we are going to write the vector form of electric field intensity. We can write it as electric field intensity. So what is the formula here? We have E bar, E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So in this case, what we are going to take is, let us take a positive charge q, and now here there is a point P which is at a distance r. So then here the electric field intensity will be away from the positive charge. And now if you are going to take, this is going to be the position vector of point P from point Q. So then r cap will be in the same direction. This is r cap. R cap will be in the same direction as in the direction of r bar. So here we can write it as, this electric field will be in the direction away from the positive charge. This can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into r cap, where r cap is a unit vector along r bar. And already we know that where r cap is equals to r bar by modulus of r. So let us replace this one here. So this will be E bar, which will be equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into r bar by modulus of r. So r square into r gives rise to r cube. So E must be equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r cube into r bar. So then this is the vector form of electric field intensity. Here this electric field intensity will be in the direction of r bar, and r cap is the unit vector along r bar. So here r bar will be, you can write it as this is r bar, this is r bar. Why? Because p bar is being located at a distance r, and it is being the position vector of p with respect to q is nothing but r bar. Okay, so in this direction we are going to take, this is r cap. In the same direction we can have E bar, and if it is going to be something like a negative charge, so then E bar will be in this direction. So then you will get a minus sign here. You will get a minus sign. Why? Because R bar and as well as this E bar will be in the opposite direction. So then you will get a minus. Okay? Right. The next concept is electric field intensity due to multiple charges. This is similar to the net force due to multiple charges, as we have done in the previous classes. This is so easy. Again, we are going to take different charges. This is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, and this is Q5, which are being at a distance. This is point P. Point P is at a distance R1 from Q1, and this is R2, and this is going to be R3, and here this is going to be something like R4, and this is R5. So at point P, if you want to find out the electric field intensity due to all these charges, so then it will be the vector sum of all the individual intensities. Let us calculate the individual intensities as E1 equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 square, and E2 bar. So this is along, you know that this is R1 cap. E2 bar equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is Q2 by R2 square into R2 cap, and so on, like this. We can write for each and every charge. And now, if you want to find out the net electric field, E net bar will be equals to the vector sum of all the individual intensities. So here this will be E1 bar plus E2 bar plus E3 bar plus E4 bar and plus E5 bar. This is according to superposition theorem. We can write the net electric field due to all these multiple charges is the vector sum of individual electric field intensities with the individual charges with respect to charges. So this formula is going to be important, and this is nothing but here this is vector sum. You have to remember this vector sum. Okay, right. So the next concept is electric dipole. What is electric dipole? In this, dipole means two poles must be there. It's two poles means here different charges, but they are being same in magnitude, but they are being unlike charges. If two unlike charges with same magnitude are separated by a finite distance, so then it is said to be electric dipole. Let us take those two charges here. This is Q, and again this is minus Q, and which is going to be separated with finite distance. So then this arrangement is said to be dipole. And in this arrangement, if these two charges are being separated by a distance, and that distance is being denoted with 2a, the distance between the two charges is being denoted with 2a. Again, I am going to write the definition of a dipole: two unlike and equal charges. Two equals define electric dipole. If two equal and unlike charges separated with finite distance means here small distances we are going to take here, finite distance. So then it is called, then that arrangement is called electric dipole. So in this particular electric dipole concept, we came across with the dipole moment. The next concept is dipole moment, and is denoted with the P bar. As dipole moment is a vector quantity, we are going to indicate with the P bar, capital P bar. So what is dipole moment? So dipole moment is nothing but it's a product of magnitude of charge and the separation between the two charges. What is that here? It's a product of the magnitude of charge and the distance between the two charges is called dipole moment. The product of charge, we are going to take it magnitude. Here we are going to take magnitude of charge and distance between the two charges. Distance between the two charges is called dipole moment. An important point about electric dipole moment. Electric dipole moment is a vector quantity. Let us write down as a note point. Electric dipole moment vector quantity. This is the first. So as this is being a vector quantity, definitely it should have direction. So the direction of dipole moment, electric dipole moment, is always from negative to positive charge. So the direction will be the direction of dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. Suppose if you are going to take, this is positive charge and this is going to be negative charge, and this is a dipole with the separation distance 2e. So then the direction of dipole moment will be in this direction. So this is P bar. It is always towards positive and is always away from negative end. So this is the direction of P bar. So these are the two important points you have to remember about electric dipole moment. After this, regarding dipole, electric dipole, we have to understand two terms. The first one is axial line and the second one is equatorial line. What is axial line? Let us see axial line here. If you are going to take a dipole, if you are going to take a dipole like this, the line joining of two dipoles, the line joining of these two charges is said to be axial line. This is what we call axial line. So the line joining of two charges is called axial line. And similarly, the next thing is equatorial line. What is equatorial line means here? Again, we are going to take a dipole. This is plus q and this is minus q, and they are being separated by a distance. So the line which is passing through the midpoint of the dipole, and it should be perpendicular to the axial line. So already you know this is axial line, and now the line which is passing through the midpoint, so this is midpoint O and is perpendicular to the axial line, is called equatorial line. So these two lines are going to be important for coming up concepts. So equatorial line is, we can define it as the line which is passing through midpoint, the line passing through midpoint of a dipole and perpendicular, this is perpendicular to axial line is called equatorial line. So these two lines are important. Make use of these two definitions.